So this video is not going to be the most exciting to watch. In fact, I'm not trying to dissuade you from watching, but everything that we do, you're not going to see once the bus is closed up. It's all infrastructure, wiring, plumbing, that kind of stuff. Not real exciting, but it's all stuff that has to happen. So anyhow, here we go. My camera just shut off, not sure what it got or not. So getting back to the drains, it's not all 1.5 inches, but this is the washer, 1.5 inches, Schedule 40 PVC. I'm not a fan of using Schedule 40. It's a way overkill for a drain, but the hardware stores here where I live, that's all they sell. I asked if they had any ABS black PVC, and they looked at me like I just told them I was from Venus. They even looked on the computer. He's like, I've never seen such a thing. I'm like, wow, okay. I goes, everybody using white pipe? He's like, yeah. All right. I can only assume they buy it in bulk, and then that way they get it for a price that's more cost effective just to run everything in white Schedule 40 pipe. Anyhow, this is 1.5 inches. I did put a clean out just in case. I mean, it's a bus, but you know, who knows. So 1.5 inches running into a 2-inch. And like I say, cutting the ventilation system out, because this used to be a vent duct that went to the front, gave me, you know, the perfect height. It stays out of the bay. It's the same height as all the other stuff. So it runs down further. I'm just using a 1/2 inch PEX pipe, only because I had it. You know, I probably would have ran 3/4 otherwise, although 3/4 is probably overkill. I think the 1/2 inch will work fine. Again, this is a camper at the end of the day. It's not going to be set up like a house. Oh, sink drain is in which bay? Oh, the sink drain's not in this bay. You know, I installed it. You'd think I would know these things. There's the sink drain. Same thing. 1.5 inches right here. Coming in. And these are my tanks. I got these online, not on Amazon, although you could probably get it now. That is 150 gallon freshwater tank. I liked it because it already has the inlets pre-installed. Downside of that is it might not be exactly where you want it. All you have to do is, if I'm going to use this one, I just got to cut out the inside there. So I like that. I looked for the tanks that had that. You know, you can get any kind of size tank without those inlets for a lot cheaper. I just don't trust myself, because the way you install an inlet is you have this attachment, you drill a hole, you put this thing on top of it, and you spin it with a drill until the plastic melts. I don't trust myself. So we went with the pre-installed freshwater tank. I want to say that is 75 gallon. Maybe it's a little more. As you can see, it's almost the same size as this. The theory being these two tanks need to equal this or greater, was my thought. This is actually going to go down below. This is the gray water, this is the black water, and I know you can combine these two. It's kind of a thing now. So there's only 2 tanks, but for reasons, I won't give up Jennifer, we tend to fill up our gray water tank way faster than the black water, which has necessitated some dumping early, and I wanted to be able to just not have to have a hazardous waste situation on my hands by including black and gray water together. So we've got a separate black, still pretty massive. It should last us a long time, and for a rig that I have no intentions of dry camping in, I still didn't want to take that out of the equation. So I bought, you know, big tanks, just so I do have that option. You know, the only thing I'd have to figure out is how do I charge my batteries, which again, we do have the ability for solar. I have solar cabling I'm going to run up inside. I'm just not going to punch it all the way through. So if need be, maybe I can charge those via solar. But that's the water system. The shower drain was the worst. You can, so to do the shower drain, you can see it, it's right in the center. I gotta turn you sideways. It's right in the center of the bus there. So to get to it, necessitates raising the bus with a jack or driving it up on wood, but raising this up. Once you get inside, there's all kinds of room. You know, you can't stand in there, but you can maneuver very easily. It's just getting around these tires that's difficult. But that's what we've done this, well, a little over a week, not 10 days, but 9 days. We put all that in, and we're going to continue. When I first started this project, I was going for weekly. Yeah, weekly is not going to happen. It'll probably be monthly, only because editing, you know, every minute of video takes an hour to 2 hours of editing for every minute. And my slow ass is probably even longer. That's just the average. All right, interior plumbing is finally done after many trips for many fittings. So now we're working on the tanks. So this needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but we're making the brackets right now out of metal to keep that thing in there. So as you can probably imagine, building your own bus conversion can be expensive. So we've had to supplement our income through some package deliveries. No, it's not what you think. The only reason I'm showing is that it was visible in another video. It's just meshed privacy fencing. So yeah, no, we're still having to foot the bill on this one. We've got our tanks mounted finally, permanently. Just running the last bit of connections to the drain system here. We're going for the black tank, had to get a hole through this wall, which my hole saw just gave up the ghost. So we kind of had to cut it out with a cutoff wheel. It's not very pretty, but you know, had to get through it. So we got what we got. But this is kind of a, I got to change the configuration here because this pipe's got to come down and go in on the top of this tank. So we got to bring that over and come over to catch the drain. Our hot water heater's mounted permanently. Boy, that thing works good. I'm gonna have to see who makes this because that thing works amazing. As with any on-demand hot water heater, it's not like instant, but you know, you turn the hot water on, probably within 10 seconds you got hot water, and it holds it. I ran it for, I mean, I didn't take no 10-minute test, but I ran it for a couple of minutes and it stayed the consistent temperature. It didn't fluctuate. So very happy with that. Now, like I say, for the pooper line, we've got all kinds of things to fight. You can see where the hole comes through there. I've got to pass alongside this airbag and leave enough room for that airbag to inflate. So we got to come over, we got to come up, and then we got to come over and catch the toilet here. So that's going to be today's project. As you can see here, I'm just missing this control arm for the sink drain. But yeah, not a lot of room here. I probably should have did my path differently, but I really didn't see too many other options. So now we are going to test our propane system. So not optimally, I had to mount the tanks in the back engine bay here. It was the only area that still had enough ventilation. So I'm going to put a piece of steel to kind of separate it. This is the cooler side of the engine anyways. All the exhaust is on the left side. And again, this thing is well ventilated. You know, we cut the floor out, so there's no shortage of air getting around in there. Like I say, we ran the lines with this 1/2-inch braided hose. And like I say, we stole the old penetrations for the copper lines that used to run up for the air conditioner, which sat in this bay. But the lines come up over the wheels. We still got to secure it. When it drops down, we tee off for the hot water heater. Like I say, we tee off into there, and then from here we go up into the kitchen. Oh shit, we'll be cooking. Yeah. And successful test number 2. We have hot water on demand. They don't get no better than that. I'll take that as a win. Well, I'll tell you one thing that never gets old. Chickens are annoying, but they're kind of funny sometimes. Chick, chick, chick! Chickens is crazy. That never gets old though. Them getting into everything gets old, but that doesn't. All right, well, I think that's about it for this video. We still have some more touch-ups to do, but you know, like I said, the tanks are in, everything's working. I'm happy with that. We still have to run our control panel for the water heater, water pump, and the tank levels. You know, I still have to install that vent. I don't think I'm going to go up to the roof. I've basically going to try a charcoal canister down here on the bottom in the wheel well. So hopefully that'll work. But if not, we'll be revisiting it. But yeah, it's everything's working. It's nice having running water in the bus. You know, the propane's working good. Everything's going. It's unfortunate it's not exciting to watch. You know, once you close the doors, you can't see that a damn thing's been done, but it's all necessary. So with that, we'll see you the next time.